You've lived for nearly a century. Is that scary?
Yeah.
What is the most important lesson that you've learned?
To respect other people's point of view.
Okay. Do you have any secrets to living a fulfilling life?
State that again.
Do you have any secrets to living a fulfilling life?
Do everything with moderation, including eating, drinking, and exercise.
Okay. What is one thing throughout your life do you think that made you the happiest?
Rearing and cultivating a family, of which I'm very proud.
Okay. What was or is your life goal, and have you achieved it?
My life goal is to always be learning something new, more information, and I am still doing that.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you regret anything in your life? If so, what and why?
I've made mistakes, yes, and I regret that. Some major and some minor. But on the whole, I've learned to forgive myself, and thereby I'm able to forgive others too.
That's good. What is your favorite memory?
Joining with my family here and at other places, and enjoying the company and the love that exists.
Good answer. What do you think the secrets to a long marriage are? You were married for a long time.
I was married for a long time, and I learned something new every year, every day sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
The secret is to always be ready to forgive and make up, and don't linger and let difficulties and differences grow in importance.
That's good. Let's see. What advice would you give to someone when they're faced with an obstacle and aren't sure how to overcome it?
Try to observe other people and learn from them what their experiences are, but also be ready to ask for advice and help and seek out those who are qualified to give that and to listen.
Okay. Tell about a time when you did something out of your comfort zone. What positive came from it and what negative came from it?
That's a difficult one. Can we come back to that?
We can come back. Okay, in your opinion, what is the biggest difference between your generation and my generation?
The different things that we do to fill our time. In my generation, there was not all the technology that is today, and you have that. There was more time for doing things that required, or that allowed more time. I'm afraid that today with this generation, that the time taken up with all of the things become trivia too often. and not of real importance. For instance, letter writing.
Mhm.
That art has been lost. Reading a good book, generally there is a time for that.
Right.
But you can't. You have access to a lot more information just at your fingertips,
Mhm.
and that's good.
Yeah.
And you should take advantage of that. And I'm learning to do that myself.
Mhm.
So I'm catching up a little bit to your generation.
Yeah. You've traveled a lot in your lifetime. What advice would you give about travel to someone who may have never traveled before?
Plan the activities that you're going to be doing. Learn the history of the country you're going to. Meet and communicate with as many people. Make friends, particularly if you're going to live in a different location. Make friends of people so that you can understand the difference in the cultures that exist and learn to appreciate those differences.
Okay. What do you want for your grandchildren? Like, what do you want them to experience in life?
First, I'd like them to get a good education to prepare themselves for the future and to learn to be accepting of other people, and particularly of views that differ from yours, and to always look for the challenges that come from experiencing those differences. There's a lot of other advice I could give off the top of my head. That's bad.
Okay, for the final question, we'll go back to the other one. For the final question, what do you want to say to your future generations? Because your grandkids will have children and watch this, and what do you want to say?
Just to know that what you do in life affects other people, particularly if you're going to have children yourself. The way you live your life and the way you respond to challenges in your life is going to be impressive to your children, and that they will follow your practices often. And so you want to make sure that you live a good example.
That's good. Okay, we'll go back to the comfort zone one. Tell about a time when you did something out of your comfort zone. What positive came from it? What negative came from it?
I think one of the difficulties that I had was feeling that confident when I had to speak before a group of people, particularly impromptu speaking. And so practice in that is very important. And so I think I would, if I were doing it over again, try to get more practice in that area of speaking impromptu, and try to get more comfortable with that.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right. What now? That's a part of a project for school?
No, this is my own